Sheikah returned to Melin and held the map open for inspection. He squinted close at the parchment for a moment, and then translated for her in Genu. Warehouse 17, Year 11. Professor Nikoa will come for the key at dawn. You are not to enter. He looked up and pointed south along the waterfront. See that low building across the way with the red awning? Get your festival guard uniform there first, and then you will have guard duty at the warehouse. There. He pointed to a large building at the end of a different pier, with a peaked roof and enormous doors. He handed a new parchment to her. Show this note to the tailor. Good luck. Sheikah's shoulders relaxed at the departure of the Dross. She didn't think she'd ever welcome his kind to come see the trophy room she'd undoubtedly have. But she was begrudgingly grateful for the help, since languages were not her strong suit. There was still enough golden light in the evening for the waterfront to be full of people buying, selling, fishing, wandering, entertaining, or preying upon the unsuspecting with nimble hands. Still wearing her traditional Jonoan gear, she stood out in this new environment. She knew she must make haste for the tailors, and did so while taking no notice of the festival being constructed all around her. 2 weeks hence, a pair of Touresque diplomats had arrived in her village with a purpose to recruit young Genoans as guards for the newly minted Sedecim festival. It was common among the unblooded young to take on such offers, especially if they were orphans needing to build their own trophy tree, as she was. Sheikah left with the diplomats and followed them all the way out of the forests of her childhood to Wavemeet Bay. Sedecim was explained to her enthusiastically by the diplomats during the trip. She had never been into Naren territory, and gleaned what she could about what to expect from those Touresque as they recruited others from villages along the way. They were calm and quiet men, who dressed plainly and moved slowly due to age. Their calm manner helped keep her at ease among the fierce Genoan guards, which surrounded the wagon of Prince Alver, a young Touresque noble, famous for his parties, but also his ability to conduct peace in even the most intense disputes. As a favorite consort of the famed Naren beauty, Queen Vicini, Prince Alver had been influential in the redesign of the summit, leveraging the popularity of both he and the Queen to bring not only their nations together, but all of mankind. The diplomats told Sheikah and the other recruits that these two prominent nobles were visionaries who sought to hold this summit, for the first time, on neutral ground, unlike the Leherar. They had raved about how scandalous an idea it was that many elders viewed as blasphemy, and warned of the villainy of the past. But the young nobles quite loved the disruptive energy behind the Festival of Peace, and endorsed it heartily to the common folk. The Sedecim festival had been given a symbolic flower, which Sheikah saw everywhere in Wavemeet Bay. This purple and yellow flower, which flourished in bloody battlefields in the years after wars, had long been associated among many tribes as a symbol of peace, but also victory. These blooms had 16 petals, which were said to represent the promise to meet and forge peace every 16 years. The Touresque diplomats shared hard tack and salted beef on the road, as well as more stories about the city and the festival. They explained to Sheikah that all of the heads of state from every tribe of man were invited, and it was designed to be a regular meeting of sovereign rulers to hash out borders, trade agreements, and to settle disputes peacefully. In the villages they passed through, merchants were gearing up to ply their wares, and eligible sons and daughters were being groomed for marriage. It was to be the biggest event anyone had attended in many seasons. In Wavemeet Bay, every street was teeming with workers running last-minute errands or tying down loads on overstuffed wagons,